Hello, Dan Erickson for Traditionalist Guild. I'm here to talk to you today about working knives. I'm going to go ahead and start from the lowest to the highest as far as grade and what their capability is. I'm going to start off with the M-Tech Rescue. It's a 440 steel blade. It's very, very sharp, but very brittle. It's made out of tool steel. 440 is not what you want to go ahead and make a knife out of. You want to go ahead and make a knife out of a carbon steel that you can actually go ahead and rework over time, something that you can keep resharpening. This is very, very sharp, and it's out of the box. It's a lot of fun to play with, but it's too brittle. I'll move on to, now this isn't going as far as cost. These are going as far as workability. The next is the buck knife, also beautiful knife, great out of the box, but very hard, very brittle. You can't pry anything with it. You can't do anything more than maybe go ahead and slice a little bit of wood. Otherwise, the tip will go ahead and break. The edge will break. It's very, very sharp, but very, very brittle. The next I'm going to go ahead and show you is a French Indian trading knife. It's a reproduction. Now, this is actually a very, very functional knife. It's very ugly. Most people are going to find it very unattractive. But being what it is, it's a knife that is made of very strong carbon steel, folded and differentially tempered, very much like a katana. The other thing that's like a katana is it's got a clamshell edge. It's not a vertical edge, it's a clamshell edge. It's very good for cutting, very good for longevity. It's not something that's going to dull very quickly. Matter of fact, it's going to stay sharp for a long time. Um, Next, I'm going to go ahead and show you. This is a neck knife that I got from a friend of mine, G. Fred Asbell. He's another hunter, bow hunter, and these are one of the wares that he sells. Also, you'll find that it's a clamshell edge. It's very small, but very functional. It's got a thumb ridge. It's also got finger ridges. It's an all-around terrific camp knife for whatever little projects you have. You can whittle with it. You can almost bone out game with it. It's that functional. Also, it can't be bad because it comes from G. Fred Asbell. The next is my favorite knife. It is one of the more expensive knives that I have, but this is a Luku. This is a Finnish uh, utility knife, folded steel, differentially tempered. Uh, you'll see that it does have a patinaed edge on the side, and then you also have the polished area, but it also has the clamshell edge, something that's going to go ahead and stay sharp for a long period of time. You see the curly birch handle, one of my favorites. It's also got bone inlays. Um, it's a hanging sheath, one that actually hangs off the belt. It's not overly expensive. It's really only about $130. Uh, but it's a knife that you can go ahead and cut down just about any sapling with. You can literally do almost anything with this knife. Bone out an elk, hell, you could bone out an elephant with it. The point is, you pay a little bit more for a more functional knife, and you have something that's heirloom quality over time. That said, look for certain things in knives that you're going to use them for. If you know that you're going to use a lot of cutting, uh, if you're going to do a lot of cutting with it, if you're going to go ahead and just use it as a utility knife, understand you want something that is carbon steel and not something that is tool steel. Stay away from anything that's made in China, number one, and number two, has 440 stamped on it anywhere. That's made for tools, it's made for things that are sharp and that are going to go ahead and stay hard. Uh, Unfortunately, cutting jobs, you don't want anything that's going to go ahead and be brittle like that. Well, Dan Erickson for the Traditionalist Guild, thank you, and talk to you again soon.